why living alone beats any relationship. Living alone is often seen as something to be avoided, a situation to escape from. But in reality, there's something incredibly powerful about choosing solitude. It's not about avoiding relationships, but about recognizing that the most important relationship you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself. Here's why living alone can be more rewarding than any external relationship. Living alone offers an invaluable opportunity for self-discovery and personal growth, an experience that is often overlooked or undervalued. In a world where the expectations of society, family, and friends constantly influence our decisions and identities, living alone provides a rare chance to break free from external pressures and truly connect with who you are at your core. This space allows for introspection and self-reflection, paving the way for personal growth that might not be possible when surrounded by others. The act of living alone creates an environment where you are forced to be with yourself, to engage with your thoughts and emotions in a way that can be both confronting and transformative. At its core, self-discovery is about understanding your inner desires, values, strengths, and weaknesses. Often our identities are shaped by the roles we play in relation to others, whether as a partner, parent, friend, or colleague. While these roles are important, they can sometimes cloud our understanding of our true selves. Living alone provides the opportunity to strip away these external influences and focus entirely on your own needs, aspirations, and emotions. This process of getting to know yourself deeply can be both freeing and unsettling. For the first time, you are not defined by how you make others feel, but by how you feel about yourself. Solitude encourages you to explore your passions, interests, and desires without the fear of judgment or the need to meet someone else's expectations. When you live alone, you have the liberty to indulge in activities that truly excite you, whether it's pursuing a hobby, reading books that interest you, or embarking on new adventures. This is not a luxury that always exists in the context of shared living spaces. With no one to answer to, you have the freedom to experiment with different aspects of your personality and your life without worrying about how others perceive you. Living alone also allows you to face your own limitations and weaknesses without distractions. It's easy to hide behind the support and expectations of others when you're not living alone. You may find yourself procrastinating or avoiding certain challenges when others are around. But when you live alone, you have no choice but to confront your fears, insecurities, and areas of growth head-on. This experience can be difficult at times, as it forces you to reckon with the parts of yourself that you may have previously avoided. However, this confrontation with your inner self is where the most profound growth happens. Over time, as you face these challenges and embrace them, you learn more about your resilience, determination, and capacity for change. Furthermore, living alone provides the opportunity to cultivate self-reliance. In shared living situations, it's easy to rely on others for emotional support, decision-making, and even practical matters. While there's nothing wrong with sharing responsibilities and relying on others, living alone pushes you to become more self-sufficient. You learn how to take care of yourself, make decisions without external input, and rely on your own judgment. Over time, this sense of independence builds confidence. You start to trust yourself more, knowing that you have the capability to navigate life's challenges on your own. This increased self-trust can extend beyond your living situation and influence other areas of your life, from your career to your relationships. The time spent living alone also provides the chance to reflect on past experiences and relationships. When you're constantly surrounded by others, it's easy to become distracted and lose touch with your deeper thoughts and emotions. But in solitude, you can reflect on your past experiences, evaluate what you've learned, and reassess your goals. This period of reflection is a crucial part of the self-discovery process. You might uncover patterns in your behavior or thought processes that you were previously unaware of, giving you the chance to make more intentional choices moving forward. This reflection can also help you heal from past traumas or unresolved emotions. Living alone gives you the space to process these experiences without the pressure of having to explain or justify your feelings to someone else. In addition, living alone allows you to reconnect with your body and mind in a way that's often difficult in a fast-paced, relationship-driven world. You are not constantly adjusting your behavior or emotions to fit the needs of others. Instead, you can tune into your own physical and mental state, identifying what makes you feel good or bad and what brings you peace or stress. This connection with your body and mind fosters a deeper sense of self-awareness. Over time, you learn to listen to your intuition and honor your own needs, whether it's taking time for rest, seeking out new experiences, or setting boundaries. One of the most rewarding aspects of living alone is the opportunity to cultivate a sense of peace that comes from within. When you're constantly surrounded by others, whether in a relationship, family, or friendship, there's a tendency to prioritize their needs and desires over your own. This can leave you feeling drained or disconnected from your true self. But living alone forces you to create a sense of inner peace, as you are solely responsible for your well-being. This internal peace, which comes from within rather than from external validation, is empowering. It's a reminder that you can find contentment on your own, independent of others' approval or affection. While the process of self-discovery and personal growth can be uncomfortable, it ultimately leads to a stronger, more authentic version of yourself. Living alone isn't about escaping the world or avoiding relationships. It's about learning to embrace yourself fully, without relying on anyone else to define who you are. It's about taking the time to explore your own desires, confront your fears, and discover what truly makes you happy. This journey may be challenging at times, but it is one that leads to greater fulfillment, self-empowerment, and a deeper understanding of your true essence. Living alone offers a profound sense of freedom and autonomy that is often difficult to experience in other circumstances. In a world filled with responsibilities, obligations, and expectations from friends, family, and society, living alone grants the rare privilege of designing your life entirely on your terms. It is a lifestyle choice that allows you to step out of the molds shaped by others and to fully embrace the power of choice. The freedom to live without compromise and to follow your own desires without the need to adjust to anyone else's preferences is a remarkable experience that offers unmatched opportunities for growth and fulfillment. When you live alone, one of the most significant freedoms you gain is the ability to choose how you spend your time. In relationships, whether with partners, roommates, or family members, time is often divided based on the needs and desires of others. There are compromises to be made, schedules to align, and preferences to consider. However, when you live alone, your time is entirely your own. You can structure your days according to your priorities, whether that's pursuing hobbies, focusing on work, engaging in self-care, or simply resting. There is no need to account for anyone else's schedule or make sacrifices to accommodate their activities. This autonomy creates a sense of empowerment as you realize that you have full control over how you choose to allocate your most precious resource, time. Beyond time management, living alone also offers the freedom to make decisions without needing to consult anyone else. In relationships, whether personal or professional, decisions are often made collaboratively. Even if you're an independent person, it can be difficult to avoid seeking others' input when it comes to decisions about your life. Whether it's what to eat, where to go on vacation, or how to decorate your living space, these decisions can sometimes feel like compromises or negotiations. However, when you live alone, every choice is yours to make. You are free to create your own environment, follow your own interests, and make decisions based solely on what feels right for you. The sense of agency that comes with this autonomy is deeply empowering as you realize that you no longer need permission or consensus from others to live the way you choose. This freedom extends to your living environment as well. One of the most profound aspects of living alone is the ability to create a space that is entirely reflective of who you are and what you value. There is no need to consider anyone else's tastes or preferences when it comes to decorating your home. You have the freedom to design your space in a way that brings you comfort, peace, and joy. Whether it's filling the room with your favorite colors, choosing the artwork that resonates with you, or organizing your belongings in a way that suits your personal style, the decisions are entirely in your hands. This control over your environment can create a sense of harmony and contentment as you craft a living space that aligns with your personality and desires. Living alone also offers the opportunity to experience true emotional autonomy. In relationships, there is often an expectation of emotional interdependence. You may find yourself adjusting your emotions, behavior, or needs to meet the expectations of others. Living alone, however, provides the space to process your emotions on your own terms. You can experience your feelings without the pressure to explain them, manage them for others, or meet someone else's emotional needs. There is no need to filter your emotions or hold them in check to maintain harmony in a shared space. This emotional freedom allows for deeper self-awareness, as you are able to fully feel and process your emotions without external influence. It also provides the space to heal, grow, and learn from your experiences without the burden of pleasing others. The autonomy of living alone also fosters a strong sense of self-reliance. When you live alone, you are forced to depend on yourself for both practical and emotional support. There is no one to lean on in times of stress or difficulty, and no one to help you with day-to-day tasks unless you actively seek assistance. This might seem daunting at first, but over time it teaches you how to navigate life on your own terms. You learn to trust your instincts, solve problems independently, and rely on your own judgment. This self-reliance builds confidence as you realize that you have the capability to handle challenges without needing to seek external validation or support. The more you experience the ability to depend on yourself, the more you reinforce your belief in your own resilience and strength. Living alone also provides the opportunity to reconnect with your own desires and passions. In shared living spaces, there can be a tendency to compromise your wants or needs to accommodate those of others. Whether it's adjusting your hobbies, eating preferences, or lifestyle choices to fit in with your housemates, there are constant negotiations of priorities. However, when you live alone, you are free to pursue your interests without having to consider how they affect others. This might mean taking up a new hobby, starting a creative project, or simply indulging in activities that make you happy. The ability to engage in these activities without guilt or compromise can lead to a deeper sense of fulfillment and joy, as you realize that your happiness is not dependent on anyone else's approval or participation. Living alone can be an incredibly empowering experience that allows for deep emotional healing and personal growth. The emotional freedom that comes with living alone cannot be overstated. In relationships, whether with a partner, family, or close friends, there is often a shared emotional landscape where each person's moods, needs, and experiences can directly impact the others. While this interdependence can foster deep bonds and connection, it can also create a sense of emotional dependence, where your emotional well-being becomes intertwined with the emotions of others. Living alone offers the rare opportunity to untangle yourself from these emotional entanglements and rediscover a sense of independence and emotional self-sufficiency. One of the key benefits of living alone is that it allows for a greater sense of emotional autonomy. When you are constantly surrounded by others, there is often a need to adjust your emotional responses to accommodate the people around you. For example, you might suppress your own emotions to avoid upsetting a partner or compromise your needs to maintain harmony with housemates. While this is a natural part of living in close relationships, it can also lead to emotional exhaustion and a sense of losing touch with your own feelings. Living alone provides the space to fully feel your emotions without worrying about how they might affect someone else. This emotional freedom allows for a more authentic connection with yourself, as you are no longer forced to filter or censor your emotional experiences. In the absence of others, living alone offers the opportunity to fully process your emotions without interruption. In relationships, there is often an unspoken pressure to quickly move through difficult feelings or to minimize emotional discomfort. However, when you live alone, you can take the time you need to work through complex emotions, whether it's grief, sadness, frustration, or even joy. This unhurried processing allows you to gain a deeper understanding of your emotional landscape, helping you to navigate future challenges with greater emotional intelligence and resilience. You can engage in self-reflection, journaling, meditation, or simply sit in silence with your feelings, without any pressure to move on or explain yourself to others. Moreover, living alone offers a chance to cultivate emotional resilience. When you are not constantly seeking comfort from others or relying on external support to manage your emotions, you are forced to develop your own coping mechanisms. This self-reliance does not mean suppressing your emotions or becoming detached from them. Rather, it involves learning how to manage your emotions independently. You begin to trust yourself to handle difficult situations and emotions, knowing that you have the inner strength to navigate challenges on your own. This process can be empowering as it fosters a deeper sense of emotional maturity and self-confidence. The more you practice managing your emotions in solitude, the more resilient you become, and the better equipped you are to handle life's ups and downs. Another significant benefit of emotional freedom when living alone is the ability to create a healthy emotional environment for yourself. In shared living spaces, there can sometimes be emotional undercurrents or tensions that are difficult to avoid or resolve. These emotional dynamics can drain your energy and create a sense of imbalance, especially if you are living with people who are dealing with their own emotional challenges. Living alone, however, allows you to create an emotional atmosphere that is entirely under your control. You can choose the types of activities, people, and experiences that contribute to your emotional well-being. You can engage in practices that nourish your emotional health, such as self-care routines, hobbies that bring you joy, or connecting with people who support your emotional growth. This emotional environment extends to the way you treat yourself. When you live alone, you are no longer bound by the expectations of others, and you have the freedom to create a sense of emotional safety and compassion for yourself. In relationships, it can be easy to neglect your own emotional needs in favor of nurturing the needs of others. However, living alone provides an opportunity to prioritize your own emotional well-being. You can practice self-compassion, forgive yourself for past mistakes, and acknowledge your emotions without judgment. This self-nurturing creates a sense of inner peace, as you no longer have to rely on external validation or reassurance to feel good about yourself. Living alone also gives you the space to heal from past emotional wounds. Whether it's the end of a relationship, the loss of a loved one, or a past trauma, healing often requires solitude and time to process your emotions. In relationships, especially close ones, there can be pressure to move on or get over it in order to maintain a sense of normalcy. However, living alone allows you the space to grieve, reflect, and heal at your own pace. You can take the time you need to fully process your emotions without the influence or expectations of others. This healing process can be incredibly liberating, as it allows you to come to terms with past pain and emerge stronger and more emotionally whole. Another aspect of emotional freedom that comes with living alone is the ability to set emotional boundaries. In relationships, it can be challenging to establish clear boundaries, especially when emotions are involved. Living with others often requires a certain level of emotional compromise and negotiation, which can sometimes lead to the erosion of personal boundaries. However, when you live alone, you are able to establish and enforce emotional boundaries that protect your well-being. You have the freedom to decide who enters your emotional space and when, and you can distance yourself from toxic or draining relationships without feeling guilty. This sense of control over your emotional environment allows you to maintain emotional balance and preserve your energy for the people and experiences that truly enrich your life. Moreover, living alone allows for the freedom to explore your emotional needs and desires without external influence. You have the time and space to reflect on your past emotional experiences, what has worked for you in relationships and what has not. This reflection allows you to gain greater insight into your emotional patterns and how they shape your relationships with others. You may discover areas where you need to grow emotionally, or you may realize that certain emotional needs have been unmet in the past. This awareness enables you to make more informed decisions in future relationships, whether it's setting healthier emotional boundaries, practicing self-love, or seeking out emotional connections that align with your values. Finally, living alone provides the opportunity to cultivate a deep sense of emotional independence. Rather than relying on others to provide emotional support or validation, you learn to be your own source of comfort and strength. This emotional independence does not mean that you are isolated or closed off from others. Rather, it means that you have developed the inner resources to manage your emotions and navigate life's challenges without needing to depend on anyone else. This sense of emotional self-sufficiency allows you to approach relationships from a place of balance and wholeness rather than seeking validation or reassurance from others. In conclusion, living alone offers a powerful opportunity for emotional freedom. It allows you to fully experience and process your emotions without external influence, creating space for healing, self-reflection, and growth. By cultivating emotional autonomy, resilience, and self-compassion, living alone enables you to navigate life's emotional challenges with greater strength and confidence. This emotional freedom empowers you to prioritize your well-being, set healthy boundaries, and heal from past wounds, ultimately fostering a deeper connection with yourself and your emotions. Living alone offers an extraordinary opportunity to rediscover personal growth and self-development in ways that relationships, especially those that involve close interactions with others, often cannot. When you live alone, there is a unique chance to focus on developing yourself, both personally and professionally, without the distraction of external influences or obligations. This personal growth encompasses everything from the cultivation of your interests to the development of life skills and emotional intelligence. The solitude that comes with living alone allows for a deeper connection with your inner self, fostering a more profound understanding of who you are and what you truly need to live a fulfilling and successful life. One of the most significant advantages of living alone is the time and space it provides for self-reflection. In relationships, there is often a shared focus on the needs and desires of others. Whether it's tending to the emotional needs of a partner, family obligations, or maintaining social circles, these external responsibilities can leave little room for introspection. Living alone removes these external pressures, allowing you the time to reflect on your life, your goals, and your personal journey. This process of self-reflection is crucial for personal growth because it offers you the space to assess where you've been, where you are, and where you want to go. It is through this process that you can gain clarity about your passions, values, and aspirations, helping you make more intentional choices about how you live your life moving forward. Without the influence of others, you are free to explore your interests and passions at your own pace. Living alone allows you to cultivate hobbies, interests, and activities that might have been neglected in the past. Many people find that when they live with others, whether it's a partner, roommates, or family members, their personal interests often take a backseat to the needs of others. There is also the possibility of compromising on the activities you enjoy due to shared schedules or differing interests. However, when you live alone, you have the freedom to immerse yourself fully in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. You can explore new interests, dedicate time to learning new skills, and engage in creative outlets without the fear of judgment or interruption. This autonomy allows you to grow as an individual, enrich your life, and expand your horizons in ways that are not always possible in a relationship-oriented setting. Living alone also encourages the development of practical life skills. While many people believe that being in a relationship is essential for learning how to live cooperatively and share responsibilities, living alone forces you to take on all household tasks by yourself. This can be incredibly empowering and educational. You learn to manage everything from cooking and cleaning to budgeting and maintenance, gaining skills that can help you feel more confident and self-sufficient in your daily life. You also develop a sense of accountability because you are the one who is ultimately responsible for maintaining your home, managing your time, and fulfilling your commitments. These skills are invaluable because they enable you to become more independent and self-reliant, and they provide a sense of accomplishment as you master new tasks. In addition to practical life skills, living alone fosters the development of emotional intelligence. When you live with others, there are often emotional dynamics at play that require you to be attuned to the feelings and needs of those around you. While this can be an enriching experience, it can also limit your ability to focus on your own emotional health. Living alone, however, provides an opportunity to tune into your own emotions without the influence of others.